Good evening. On behalf of Musico Center for the Arts, our Executive Director, Richard T. Bryant, and Chapman University's College of Performing Arts, it's my pleasure to welcome you to At the Musico Online. My name is Jen Marchese Ernst. I am the Public Engagement Manager here at Musico Center, and you picked a great night to join us as we continue with our Mostly Blues series. Tonight we have Tracy Lee Nelson in a live from home performance and Q&A discussion about the intersection between Native American life and legacy of the blues. At the Musico is a free online series that promotes the highest caliber of achievement here at Chapman University in performance, production, and arts education. My favorite part is that you can connect real time to faculty, students, professional artists, and each other in what we call the art of community. So in the chat features on Facebook or YouTube, right to the right of this screen, you can ask questions, give us your insights, and talk to everybody else who's a music fan just like you. So let's get on with tonight with my favorite host and yours, Napoleon Gladney.
Thank you so much, Jen. Good evening and welcome to our first At the Musico Online event of the year. I'm Napoleon, your host this evening. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. Please take a moment to like, follow, and subscribe to Musico Center on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can also join our email list for updates on new happenings and online events at musicocenter.org. We will be announcing some new online events in the coming weeks. Before we start the performance, I am so excited to welcome Tracy Lee Nelson to the conversation. Welcome, Tracy. We are so honored to have you join us before the performance.
Hi, Napoleon. Thank you very much for inviting me. I'm very excited and honored that you invited me to share my music, with the Musical Center of the Arts, and then of course through your Mostly Blues Festival. That is really cool. I saw that title and I was like, wow, that's really cool. And then I actually went on and I checked out some of your interviews before. I was like, oh, this is cool.
Yeah. Oh, we're so happy that you've tuned in and that we have your support. And we're just so honored to have you here with us. Where are you joining us from today?
Today, I'm actually at my home on the La Jolla Indian Reservation down in San Diego County. And this is where my wife and I, Joanna M. Nelson, we live here, and I do my music and where my family is from. And I also have this is actually the reservation that my father is from. This is a La Jolla Reservation. We are a Liseño tribe, but also Pioma Kowechum is the original name of our tribe. And then also just up the hill is another reservation called Mesa Grande Reservation. And that's where my mother is from. And so she was a Degaño from there. And also some of our blood kind of trickles down to Palma Reservation. And that's where like the Palma Casino is and everything. But I have our family on different reservations.
Oh, amazing. Oh, we're so happy to have you here. And we're so excited to learn more about your family and your background and the connections between, Native American storytelling and blues music. We're so excited to dive into that. So we've actually received some really great questions from our viewers. So let's just get started, right? Cool.
Yeah.
A lot of our questions are actually about your musical origin story and your journey to becoming a professional musician. Could you tell us more about some of your early music memories? Like who were some of your early influences and like how you originally got connected to singing and playing your instruments?
Sure. I think it goes back a few years, our blues as Native American. And I think it goes back to the year 1492, which is also, the year that we discovered this lost explorer called Christopher Columbus. So Native Americans consider that ever since 1492, we have had the blues. And I always said, throughout history, we have always been, put in positions where, being disrespected as Native Americans. And I was influenced by other genres of music, at that time in the 60s and the 70s, and then other poets and other artists, Native American artists, other bands such as Redbone, and then the old Exit band. I'm not sure if anybody was familiar with. Also, even in the genre of reggae, through Bob Marley.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of just influence throughout, the music that everybody else was doing back then too. But also my first time I really started realizing that something was wrong with the history of us as Native Americans. I attended Victory Boulevard School, and it was my elementary school. I was in 5th grade. And I remember sitting and talking to a friend of mine, and we were just having a little conversation. And I remember at that time, up in front, who I still remember is Mr. McCune, was having a discussion with a individual, a lady, about something. Of course, we couldn't hear it from them because everybody was talking and stuff. But then we were talking, my friend and I, about softball and who's going to be on our team and stuff. And then I overheard the teacher, Mr. McCune, say, excuse me, can I get your attention? So-and-so here is here to get information on whether or not we have any Native Americans in the room here. And so, do we have any American Indians here? And right away, I lifted my hand up. Mm-hmm. And then he says, "You're Native American, Tracy?" I go, "Yeah." And then all my friends started turning around and looking, "You're American Indian?" I said, "Yeah." And I was kind of puzzled. I was kind of confused because I'm thinking, yeah, why is it so strange,
Right,
And then later, a couple of minutes later, we went to recess, and then, 10 of my friends came around. "Well, you're really American Indian? Do you live in a teepee? Do you wear your moccasins? Where? I thought you guys were dead." I can hear other kids. I thought they all died. Wow. And I thought to myself, I was thinking, well, why was that said? And because then, of course, I was learning history and stuff, but I didn't realize that through history books, they talk about us as like we were a thing in the past, that we were a culture that was destroyed. And we no longer exist. So I started thinking, that's wrong. This is wrong. And then even, because, I've always been in touch with my culture, because at that time in the 60s and 70s, my mother's Martha Durrell, which our original name is Matawir. And she actually moved to the city with all of my other brothers and sisters to get away from, the reservation, because there wasn't many jobs. There wasn't anything.
Right.
Nearest is 35, 40 miles from our reservation. There's nothing, no street lights, no running water, third world condition. And so my mother didn't want us to be brought up that way. So she decided to move to LA. And so that's where I got my education, is through the elementary school, Victory Boulevard, Coldwater. North Hollywood is where we moved to. So I lived in North Hollywood and went to North Hollywood High School there. And it was just something that my mom really wanted us to, to better ourselves, But then through this, the school process, I learned other things that took place that was wrong, that was obviously wrong. I always believed, or always known, that throughout history, us as Native Americans, our rights have been violated.
Absolutely, yeah.
And I said, this is wrong. And I was really fortunate because I had another mother and father, my stepdad, who was married to my mom, but he got divorced my mom, and his name was Ralph and Jan Ebert, and they were actually German descent, and throughout my life they took care of me. And I love them to death for what they did for me and educating me. Every year I would fly. Every summer I would fly to Illinois, and they would give me, have kids tutor me, through math and just try to make me a better person, a better son. And I just am so thankful and grateful for them and their love, because they didn't really even have to take care of me. I wasn't even a blood to them. See, I didn't even know my real father until 1990, and I found out my father on the reservation. So Ralph and Jan took care of me, and it was really something. But they were always pushing me, Tracy, learn more about your culture, learn more about your language, and you should do this, you should do that. And I just, okay. And I'm thinking, well, at that time I thought I was half Native because my mother was Native, and then my father, Ralph Ebert. Here, I'm going to show you a picture of him real quick, if I could see it.
Oh yeah.
He-
Hello.
He's from German descent and Janice, and so they were always pushing me to learn my culture, and I just love them to death. Unfortunately, they had recently passed away, but I still think of them, and I know they are with me. Yeah, and my mother but
Oh, I love that.
I one year I went to see, and I was influenced, of course, by Redbone, and then also a extraordinary poet. He went by the name of John Trudell, and I went to one of his in the early '80s, one of his concerts in Hollywood, and the first song he performed was "Crazy Horse." And I don't know how many people have heard of John Trudell, but really look him up. He's an extraordinary poet.
Yes.
But that's
Yes.
what kind of sparked my drive to go forward to keep bringing more awareness to us as Native Americans and what we were up against, and the history and also the present too of what we're still against. Because I know there's a lot of people out there that think, oh, that happened a long time ago. That's the old days. That's the old Indian wars, cowboys and Indians, No, it's not. We're still up against it today. Here it is, 2021. And it's like, no, we're still having problems with acknowledging our sovereign rights, our culture. They're disrespecting us and just totally violating every treaty that that existed and that came up. And so I just that's actually why I started writing the blues, because I knew that I started with punk rock in the old days, late 70s.
Really?
Yeah, I went, and in the '80s I was a punk rocker. And it was just being young, you rebel against society, the decline of Western civilization and stuff, and then so from that, my bass player, Donald Durham, he had said, it'd be a good idea, Tracy, to write some songs about Native issues. And I'm thinking, I've been thinking about that because, and I didn't know how to do it, in what way, in what form, in what genre. And I think it was B.B. King that I heard say, if you're going to write the blues, you got to write it from your heart. You have to tell the truth and just play the blues. And as a matter of fact, years later, I met B.B. King, and he signed my guitar, and he had said
Wow.
He had said, Tracy, you keep writing those blues. I told him I had a band called Native Blues. He says, you keep writing those blues, Tracy, people will listen. And then a few years later, he had passed on. But John, going back to John Trudell, he really sparked my interest in to really push it even more so. So some of my earlier songs, I have a CD that I put out. It is called, the title is 500 Years of the Blues. And a lot of people say, hey, you're not 500 years old. And I said, well, no, of course not. But it's, our discovery, 500 years of the blues, we have had the blues since the discovery of Christopher Columbus. And so a lot of the songs in my first CD, when I was thinking about how to do the CD, I was thinking I loved Robert Johnson. Robert Johnson really got me, and the way his technique of guitar playing really got me. And I started messing with my guitar, learning, because really when I first picked up the guitar, all I knew was a bar chord. It's two fingers,
Right. Mm-hmm.
I think the song I learned was the One Way or Another from Blondie.
Oh, wow. That's awesome.
The first song. And then, of course, came Stairway to Heaven and all that other stuff, And then I started, getting more into the music and the Beatles. I mean, I love the Beatles.
We see
They were
those
just,
beautiful pillows, all that
oh yeah,
memorabilia there with you.
yeah. And so, but as I grew up, I noticed that even more so, learning more guitar and the technique of guitar, I was I knew more of the major, minor, augmented and diminished chords and all that. And then I noticed that I went back to learn some of the Beatles songs. I couldn't believe the formula, the structure of how they put the music together. I was thinking, how did they know it? George Harrison must have been a master at chords, and it was just amazing. Even more so as I grow up now, learning how they wrote their songs and composed them too. So then I started, of course, constantly writing my songs and stuff. Yeah, influenced by
Oh,
all of them.
wow.
But even like what I've heard the song for years. Buffalo Soldiers from you know, and then I didn't realize it till later that Buffalo Soldiers were the soldiers that were hired by the U.S. government to exterminate us as Native Americans. And Buffalo Soldiers, of course, the African American, the hair was similar to the buffalo. So that's why that name came about. And then I was like, oh, that's cool. Marley, writing songs about natives. And then also, another one was from Iron Maiden, Run to the Hills. That was really something. Run to the hills, run for your life. And I was thinking, wow, this is something. And so that's kind of a little drive that kept me going with music. And I need to write my version of what happened to us as Native Americans in the past and then present too.
Thank you for sharing all that. That's fantastic. Great influences. Actually, like kind of going down that same path of other artists. There are like great documentaries like 2017's Rumble, which speaks
Oh,
of the influences of Native artists. Who are some of your other Native artists that you loved from the past and even current artists that you have an eye and ear on?
I think, of course, it started with the Beatles and then went into Robert Johnson. Like I say, his technique was just incredible. Usually guitar players, you're just strumming and then you sing. With him, he doing finger picking, keeping the rhythm, keeping the beat. And I was like, wow, that's really something. Robert Johnson. And then later on, of course, Eddie Van Halen. He was the master at pull-offs and guitar. And then I was introduced to Buddy Guy, who I started feeling what he was playing. When you watch somebody play and you're right there in front of them, it's really something how you can feel it. And you don't even need effects. I know he doesn't use too many effects too. Some other people just do acoustic guitar, but in playing it, you can feel what they're doing and how they're expressing themselves through the guitar and the strings and what's coming out of your amplifier. So Buddy Guy was one that really opened my eyes like that. And then I also ran into I saw Pine Top Perkins playing, and I was really amazed at Pine Top. And then I would have to say, hearing other Native artists on other reservations is what got me also. And I just put that drive into me of what I need to do and practice. And, it's like I wanted to be the BB King of Native Americans, Yeah.
Very cool. I love that.
Oh,
So
a new artist
go
would have
ahead. Yeah,
been,
please.
what really got me hearing is um, Robin Ford was a really influential person too. His guitar, and unfortunately, he had passed a couple years ago too. And then Mato is he's the lead guitar player for Indigenous, which is a Native American band. And then years later, in the 90s, I used to play shows at powwows and stuff, and that's a traditional gathering of drums and everything. And I used to open up for Redbone, and I would play an acoustic set for Redbone. And then so as I played, I played here and there in different powwows with them. unfortunately, Lolly Vegas in 1996, he had a stroke. And then so the manager had given me a call, and he knew that I played and I was native. And he asked me if I would want to be a guitar player with Redbone. And then so I said, sure, I mean, who wouldn't, And then so I got a call from Pat Vegas, which was his brother. And we talked a while, and he said, yeah, Tracy, come on down. I went to Hollywood Studios at that time. And he said, come on down, we'll get together and jam, and then I'll give you a list of songs that we're going to be doing, because the manager had just shared with me that they had all kinds of shows set up, but Lolly couldn't do it because he had the stroke. And then so they asked if I can do it, and I said, sure. So I jumped right on it. And I went down to Hollywood, met up with Pat Vegas, and then Tony Bellamy, and then Thunderhand Joe, who was on the drums at the time. And the first song we did was a blues song. Tony Bellamy said, Tracy, let's just go for a blues gig or blues jam here. Let's feel it out. I go, all right, let's do it. And so Tony was an incredible guitar player. I've never met a guitar player like that before. Everybody, everybody says that Santana was great. This guy was like better than Santana. I could not believe
Wow.
it. Yeah, and it was just incredible. It was an honor and to play with them, And then of course, then we did some shows, and then we ended up doing the Super Bowl of '96. They already had it all booked, and we opened up before the Four Tops, and then Hootie and the Blowfish, and it was really something. It was the biggest show I've ever played, and we did the private parties for them too, the players and stuff, and then shows in LA and stuff in Arizona, and it was really something. I love playing with them. It's really something to play with a big band such as that, and they were my idol at that time, and still are. I still talk to the guys too, so things are good.
That's such a unique opportunity that came about. And, it's like things are meant to be, they say. And that seems like the right door opened at the right time for you to have those really amazing experiences.
Yeah.
Amazing. So we're almost at time today. This is our final question. What continues to move you to sing the blues? And is there anything special that you want to share with all of our viewers that'll be checking out the concert in just a few moments?
What moves me is I'd have to say it is the history of what's continuing with us as Native Americans. I don't mean to offend anybody. I'm just recording and I can't change history books, but through the power of music and blues, that was the only way I'm going to express true feelings, and the truth is through the blues. And so a lot of the songs that I have, and I'm going to be playing in a little bit, titled, one of them that really shocked everybody was the Native American Holocaust. And it's what here, because we have been pushed and shoved here on the reservation, and we have our own numbers, and to me, it's similar to the Holocaust, and of course the genocide that's taken place. And so that's what drives me, Even today, events, things are taking place in Arizona, Oak Flats. They're disrespecting the tribe out there and trying to develop a company called Resolution that is trying to extract copper and natural resources from the ground of sacred sites. Over here on our site in California, just now, we have the Kumeyaay tribe down by the border. Of course, because the border is being built, it's cutting right through the traditional land over here and sacred sites, and it's just not right, It's we got to put a stop to it, and hopefully the next president in place will help us out in that way, because it's just not right, I mean, I always thought, and it's actually in some of my songs, I always said, what would happen if we wanted to have a powwow in Washington, D.C., and we had to dig up Arlington National Cemetery. I don't think they would be very happy with that, And that's
exactly.
It is to that level, everybody, I just want to thank everybody for coming aboard and checking out my music. Thank you, Napoleon, for contacting me, and thank you for the Musical Center of the Arts for allowing me to share my perspective of the blues. And to all the kids out there playing, just keep playing and believe in your dreams and never give up. Don't let alcohol and substance abuse get in the way. I myself, I've never drank, I never smoked. I've always focused on music and trying to be, a good guitar player and a good artist and musician.
Oh, Tracy, thank you so much. It is such an honor to have you here with us tonight. And thank you for sharing your wisdom and your experiences and your joy. Even though, we're talking about the blues, you just have such a light and such a joy that emanates. And I am so excited to start the show very shortly. So with that, I am very excited to say, let's start the show.
Yeah. Miriam, everybody. Hello. Hey, let's get to the music, huh? Yeah. All right. There's a little twist to the blues here, all right? Hope you guys like it. Yeah. Yes, I'm tired of walking around with no respect. Yes, I'm tired of walking around with no respect. It's been going on too long. There's no respect. You got your Washington Redskins, your Kansas City Chiefs, exploiting our nation, man. You ain't got no heart. Tired of walking around with no respect, baby, no respect. It's been going on too long. There's no respect. I said, no, I'm not your mascot. I said, no, I'm not your mascot. It's been going on too long. There's no respect. Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, you guys feel like dancing out there? Come on, join in. Have a good time with it. Yeah, baby. Nothing like the blues. You got your Cherokee Jeeps, your Navajo cars, selling our image for a profit in cars. Tired of walking around with no respect, baby, no respect. It's been going on too long. There's no respect. I said, no, I'm not your mascot. I said, no, I'm not your mascot. It's been going on too long. There's no respect. It's been going on far too long. There's no respect. It's been going on too long. There's no respect. All right. There's no respect. All right. This little one, it's a good time tonight. I hope you guys are all enjoying it and you're having a good time. Let's have a good time tonight, baby. Turn the music up on high. Come on, baby, turn it up. Let's have a good time tonight, baby. Turn the music up on high. Yeah. No more troubles behind you. Let's have a good time tonight. Yeah. Let's have a good time tonight, baby. Celebrate you and I. Oh yeah. Let's have a good time tonight, baby. Celebrate you and I. Yeah. No more fighting lies. tonight. Yeah, come on everybody. Feeling alright, right. Feeling so good. Feeling alright, right. Feeling so good. Feeling alright, baby. Feeling so good. Feeling alright. Feeling so good. No more troubles behind you. Let's have a good time tonight. Come on, everybody. Yeah. Let's have a good time. I'm wishing everybody there, out there, a good year too, all right? Hopefully we can get over this pandemic, COVID-19. Get back to live concerts and meeting up with friends. Let's have a good time tonight. Yeah, feeling alright, right. Feeling so good. Feeling alright, right. Feeling so good. Feeling alright, baby. Feeling so good. Feeling alright. Feeling so good. No more troubles behind you. Let's have a good time tonight. Yeah, all right, baby. All right. Let me switch real quick. A little capo one here. This is called Nickel and Dime, all right? Harder times in my old trailer. I see the green hills and I say to myself, I'll get by on a nickel and dime. I got no running water and I'm miles from town. I know the river's flowing, I can hear it now. I'll get by on a nickel and dime. I'm up in the hills living on my own in a 6-foot trailer I call my home, with towels on my windows and blankets too. Loving this life. How about you? I got no power or a way to watch TV, so I'll pick up my guitar and I will strum and sing. I'll get by on a nickel and dime. Yeah. I'm up in the hills living on my own in a 6-foot trailer I call my home, with towels on my windows and blankets too. Loving this life. How about you? Reservation life ain't easy, but I wouldn't trade it for a castle or green. I'll get by on a nickel and dime. 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 Yeah, all right. Little nickel and dime there. All right. It's called Even Fools Get the Blues. You think you found the blues, that you don't know the blues, 'cause you wouldn't understand the blues if you weren't in my shoes. It starts with this pain, an unbearable pain. It'll drive to me it's an everyday thing. I fall into this bottomless pit. Even fools, fools, fools. Even fools got the blues. Written down by the devil of blues. I was cheated playing his own rules. Even fools, fools, fools. Even fools got the blues. Even fools, fools, fools. Even fools got the blues. Written down by the devil of blues. I was cheated, playing his old rules. Even fools, fools, fools. Even fools got the blues. Written down by the devil of blues. I was cheated, playing his old rules. Game. I was cheating, playing his old rules. Rock and roll. Alright, the blues. Even fools get the blues. Alright, this one's called Res Riders. This is about a club up on the reservation, and these guys are really cool. They're a good bunch of guys. They travel around, they help the elders and bring food and lunches, and they even cut wood up here for the elders up here on the reservation. So this is Res Riders. He backed his bags and hit the road, traveling down every highway you know. The wind in his hair, an eagle above. The warrior rides within his spirit. I know that he's a red rider, rolling stone. That he's a red rider, keeping his spirit strong. Spirit strong. Traveling free, he never looks back. His warrior strength is in his medicine bag. He rides through the night, some say he's a ghost. I felt him fly by like a storm on the road. Yeah, he's a red rider, rolling stone. Yeah, he's a red rider, keeping the spirit strong. Spirit strong. Guys up there. Thank you, Red Riders, for watching the community, doing what you guys do. Thank you. Daddy's a red rider, rolling stone. Daddy's a red rider, keeping the spirit strong. Red Little res right in there for you guys. All right. So one of my early songs I did on my first CD is called 500 Years of the Blues. Uncle Sam, here we go. I got the big bad bully picking on me. His name is Sam and he wants my land. I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. I got this big bad bully. Wait until I kick it tonight. He wants to claim this, claim that, claim till I die. The free of blood changes every time. I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. I got this big bad bully. Wait until I kick it tonight. Yeah. All right. So to be up on the reservation, you gotta have a certain amount of blood, depending on what tribe you're gonna try to get in with. But as soon as that blood degree stops, or it starts decreasing, I started thinking to myself, what's gonna happen when we all have no more blood? They're gonna consider us vanishing Indians? Yeah, I'm still thinking about it. Hopefully we can keep it going. I got the big bad bully picking on me. His name is Sam and he wants my land. I gotta stay alive. I gotta stay alive. I got this big bad bully. Wait until I kick it tonight. I got this big bad bully. Wait until I kick it tonight. I got this big bad bully. Wait until I kick it tonight. Yeah. Yeah, that's what we kind of worry about once in a while. Here's another one, and this is entitled CC Blues, I call it, and it's the Christopher Columbus Blues. I always said ever since our discovery of Christopher Columbus, we have always had the blues. This is it. Columbus, you born me with the blues. Christopher Columbus, you plagued us with the blues. Ever since you got yourself lost in 1492. Christopher Columbus, history was wrong. Christopher Columbus, you did us natives wrong. Ever since you claimed the new world, we've always had the blues. The truth is you arrived, you terrorized the tribes, you traumatized and murdered children, started genocide. Christopher Columbus, you cursed us with the blues. Ever since when we discovered you, we've always had the blues. Celebrate Christopher Columbus. It's time to set this straight. Replace this day of honor, what should have been named. From now this day of honor It's Indigenous Day. All right. The old Christopher Columbus Blues. This is off of my first CD, 500 Years of the Blues. I had a dream one night, actually it was a nightmare, and so I decided to put it in music. I've got this pain in my heart, a pain that flows through my veins. I've had nightmares since I was born, haunting images of women screaming, children dying, Native American Holocaust. I can't stop the pain in my heart. I can't stop the tears when I think of what went on. Countless unarmed men and women shot in the back, and I could still hear all the ghosts of our warriors. Listen, can you hear? Native American genocide. I can't stop the pain in my heart. Stop the tears when I think of what went on. Countless unarmed men and women shot in the back, and I could still hear all the ghosts of our warriors. Listen, can you hear? American genocide. I can't stop the pain in my heart. Woo! All right. Let me pick it up a little bit here. I hope you're all still doing good out there and you're hanging out. Thanks a lot for stopping by. This is one off of my new CD. It's called Blues Lovin' Man. Check it out at TracyLeeNelson.com. All right, here it is. It's called Blues Lovin' Man. Married to the Blues. I did it for years. I did it all of my life. My heart been broke and I can't keep a good wife. They all say the same, they don't like it at all. Treat them be old wife for that stupid guitar. I've been married to the blues, yeah. I've been married to the blues, yeah. Since I was born, I've always played this guitar. I'm in love with it. I've been married to the blues, yeah. I've been married to the blues, yeah. Since I was born, I've always played this guitar. I've been married to the blues, yeah. Yeah. Woo-hoo. Yeah, baby. Can't really promise anything. Music is everything. Music is medicine. This is what helps me get through. I've been married to the blues, yeah. 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 Since I was born, I've always played this guitar. I've been married to the blues, yeah. Married to the blues, yeah. I've been married to the blues, yeah. Married to the blues, yeah. I've been married to the blues, yeah. Since I was born, I've always played this guitar. I've been married to the blues, yeah. Married to the blues. I'm always playing the guitar. I think I have one more, yeah. All right. Indian Reservation is where I call my home. Indian Reservation is where my family roams. No honey, no fishing, nobody's allowed. I got a girl in my arms, so beautiful, so sweet. I got friends all around that like to party down. They'll stand by your side, they might drink a little wine. Turn it up. Yeah, play my favorite song, and we'll dance all night until the morning comes along. Come on, everybody, come on and get up and get on the dance floor. Come on and see ya. Indian Reservation is where I call my home. Indian Reservation is where no honey, no fishing, nobody's allowed. Oh, not really. Come on, baby. Yeah, you guys are invited to the reservation, right? Yeah. Come on. Yeah. And let's see, are you guys out there dancing too? I hope so. Indian Reservation is where I call my home. Indian Reservation is where my family roams. I know honey, no fishing, and nobody's allowed. But you guys are okay. I know honey, no fishing, nobody's allowed. It's just a song. I know honey, no fishing, nobody's around. Yeah. All right, everybody. Hey, thanks a lot for hanging out. And I just want to say Happy New Year to everybody. Thank you to the Musical Center for the Arts for inviting me to share my music with you guys. And thank you, Napoleon and Shannon, for doing all the technical work and making this happen. Thank you very much, everybody. You have a great week and a great year. And hopefully we'll see you on the road soon, all right? All right, take care. See ya.
Well, I love to hear the blues all day and night. I love to hear the sound of a guitar shuffling band. Well, I love to sing the blues all day and night. Well, I love to sing the blues all day and night. I love to play in a band with my good friends day and night. Well, blues band, we're gonna kick down some blues. Well, blues band, we're gonna kick down some blues. Well, my baby Joanne and I, we love to hear the blues. Come on. Well, I love to play the blues all day and night. Well, I love to play the blues all day and night. I was born with the blues and the world still got the blues. Well, blues band, we're gonna kick down some blues. Well, blues band, we're gonna kick down some blues. Well, my baby Joanne and I, we love to hear the blues. Hey! Well, blues band, we're gonna kick down some blues. Well, blues band, we're gonna kick down some blues. Well, my baby Joanne and I, we love to hear the blues. Hey! Well, my baby Joanne and I, we love to play